Queen.
Well, Porkchop, you are aged but looking more beautiful than ever.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Still serving just as gorgeously as you always have. The thing is, you know, it's been 9 years or whatever since the first Drag Race, but I love that you're still slaying in pageants, because that was where you really came from. Before Drag Race was you are a pageant queen.
Oh, yes. I have been very lucky because I've been able to experience every segment of being a well-known female impersonator.
Yeah.
I've won over 100 regional, state, and national contests. I was Miss Continental Plus in 2003. I've been Miss International Plus. I was in a documentary called Pageant.
Right. Well, I mean, that was kind of where people got to know you before Drag Race.
That's what got me on the show.
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
quite honest, was the documentary Pageant.
And now, was Alyssa Edwards in that
Alyssa
too?
Edwards was in that as well. I think she was the only other contestant from the show who was in that movie that year. But
yeah.
she was third runner-up. I was second runner-up. I beat Alyssa.
Yes, you did, honey.
So it was a great experience, and it kind of led into Drag Race, and they, I think, wanted to not continue, but they saw what could happen from what they saw in the movie. I think that inspired Drag Race to a certain degree.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to look back at Pageant, because I watched it again last night,
and
I was just like, God, the eras are so different in terms of like the people in the movie were having to like try to prove to the world that they weren't psychopaths or deviants, and now, you know what I mean? Like, and that just was a normal. It seemed like that was a normal thing to have to deal with at that time. Am I right about that?
No, you're perfectly right. And that's part of the reason that the movie was made, was to demonstrate that female impersonation and people who did drag were just like you and I, just like your mom and dad. We just do this for a living. And some people take it to the extreme and they continue with it. Some people do it for a very short amount of time.
Sure, yeah. As we see in the movie, they have Miss 1987's coming out in a suit.
Out of drag.
Or then you have Hot Chocolate still coming out looking the same as she does now.
A great example is Victoria DePaula, who was a subject in the movie. She went on to win Miss Gay America, and a couple of years after she won and gave up the title, she quit doing drag. She now owns a hair salon in Kansas City, and she comes back and does special appearances, but she accomplished what her goal was in female impersonation.
Sure.
And she moved on. I've accomplished so much and I've done so much now, I kind of feel like I'm an idol for everybody else who's younger, and I want to share my experiences, good and bad, because I've had many. And I think it's good to see that you can continue your career as a female impersonator. You might not remain the star of the show, but you're always going to be able to give something, and that's who I am now. As I know I'm not going to turn the show out. I'm not going to do backflips and back rolls on the show anymore.
Right, that's a different thing.
But I can give something that nobody else can give. I've got 30 years of experience in this industry, so I know that I am still a valuable subject.
For sure. I mean, this many shows and this many wins, Porkchop. I mean, come on. You don't win pageants like that for not slaying the game. Money.
No, you don't. I'm bringing us to that. That brings me to All Stars 3. I'd love to get back on that.
Now, I thought you were going to be on 2. I honestly heard rumors. I assumed you were going to be on, and so you thought so too. You were waiting by the phone. I
was waiting by the phone for months. I think I started the All Stars 2 hashtag because as soon as I heard RuPaul mention there could be an All Stars 2, I thought, I'm going to get on this. Well, I promoted myself for over a year. I hadn't got a phone call yet, so I'm telling you now I want to do All Stars 3.
I sure hope so.
I'm the competitive one in the group from season 1, and I want to be on it. Let's hope they give me an opportunity.
I really do hope that's the case.
And if I don't go home first, I'll have won. So.
Yes, that is correct, Porkchop.
Anything besides going home first when I'm the winner.
Hey Qween.